Welcome, boys and squirrels, to the Northern Outcast Outdoors podcast, The Outcast, your home for all things hunting, fishing, and ball busting related. Powered by Citizens Hunting Co., A&F Custom Calls, and Out on a Limb Manufacturing.
We're back.
Reroll.
There we go. Now we're home.
Better not have been for my singing.
Well, boys and squirrels, here we are. Take two, if only you knew. We're here, season 3, episode 3. We are in the middle of the worst time of year in Western PA for outdoorsmen, the lull between the late season and turkey season. But there's a small silver lining, and Chuck got to enjoy it, and we're here to talk about it.
I did invite all of you there as well, but
I don't remember.
Nobody took me up on my invitation to the Great American Outdoor Show, which happens right in our home state of Pennsylvania over in Harrisburg, PA. And it is the world's largest outdoor show, which is pretty incredible if you think about it. But typically, they do anywhere from between 200 to 300,000 people.
It's pretty
in
impressive
a 9-day
for
show.
Little old Harrisburg.
Yeah. It's a lot of people. Everybody knows like what's going on that weekend. All the restaurants are full. They all have an hour wait. All the hotels are fully booked. It's just absolute mayhem. And we got to go over and do a little bit of work at an actual booth this year.
You weren't actually out there for pleasure. Well, I mean, it was obviously.
I was not the consumer at first. I went out there a day ahead of time. Got to help set up the scree booth. Austin and I went over. And we worked for Saturday and Sunday to open up the show, and it was absolute chaos, dude. Absolute chaos.
Oh, yeah.
It was, and I think they said 33,000 people went through the show on that first Saturday, which is insane. And
yeah, that's a pretty ridiculous number when you think about it.
Yeah, we got there at 7:30 a.m. I did not physically leave the booth until 5:30 p.m.
I mean, 33,000 people. That's a whole NFL stadium.
Yeah,
basically
insane. Absolutely insanity. And, when it got busy, it just stayed busy. And it was like, next thing you knew, looking down at your watch and it's 3 p.m., like 5 p.m., like, holy shit, I haven't even, taken a piss break or nothing yet at this point.
It's a bit silly.
Haven't eaten, haven't drinking, anything. It was just nonstop chaos. So we went out to dinner that night. We went out with the Cruiser boys and got to, rub elbows with Cruiser and talk about some saddle stuff and some really neat things that they have. They have a new pack that they're coming out with. It's really nice.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, they have a couple new sticks as well.
The Cruiser platform, correct?
I did, yeah, the Mini Seeker. And, what's funny about this whole thing is I kind of, talking to Austin over the last couple weeks about, what direction we want to go with.
For those that don't know, is the co-host of the Whitetail Distraction, which Chucky is also a part of.
I was just going to say what direction we wanted to do with the distraction. And Cruiser's one of those people that I would like to kind of get on the show and talk to about maybe a partnership or something along those lines. So we were out to dinner with them and talking with them and had maybe couple bourbons.
Just a couple here and
there.
Just
a couple bourbons.
Just enough to wet the whistle.
And then Sunday we worked again. And it was like, literally, we didn't get to see anything. I think Saturday, the last 15 minutes of the show, we got to walk around real quick.
Okay.
And then Sunday morning before it opened up, we got there early again. Forgot that it opened an hour later on Sunday. Thinking it opened up at 9. We got there at 7:30 again. So we walked around a little bit Sunday morning, but nobody's there.
Well,
it's a ghost town.
That's the best.
Yeah. And honestly, but like no vendors either.
Oh.
So like you can't buy anything or do anything, but you're seeing stuff.
I was going to say, was there a decent amount of stuff already set up?
Yeah, everything's already set up.
That's perfect.
Some people do like the big curtains around there so you can't see what's in them. But
just pull those back.
Yeah, all the big name stuff, they were all open. Our boy Matt Garris was actually there early. He was building sticks and stuff. And
oh, yeah.
Got to talk to him for a little bit as well. Matt Garris from Out on a Limb Manufacturing.
Was there any particular booths that just on that first glance, that first walk through over view kind of stood out?
Well, I mean, there's definitely, in that archery hall, there's definitely some big names like Tethered and some of the other ones that they got 3 giant logs attached together in like this triangular pattern.
All right.
It's where people are like climbing on them all day. They're hanging off them. Cruiser. So you had like Cruiser, Tethered, Trophy Line, Lone Wolf Custom Gear.
I've heard of all of them.
Out on a Limb with Wild Edge. All these people are on the same room within like the same row.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bummed that I didn't get to see my boy Matt again.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Yeah.
I miss him
Matt,
dearly. Matt, if you're listening,
I
still love you.
I got to talk to him a little bit, like I was mentioning in the early morning, but he was super busy. Like he was literally in there, like drilling holes and building shit, putting
I bet
stuff
all kinds
together.
of stuff fell apart just prior that you have to just last second.
It was basically what happened was he comes to the show and he has a variety of everything. Right,
He does cover a wide range.
Mm-hmm. And then he was like, "But everyone's buying the same two things." So as he sold those, he was rebuilding them, to replace them, kind of on his demo that he was doing, because he was selling a ton of sticks. He had those little Harkins, those little cam cleats.
Yeah.
He was selling a ton of those installs on his sticks and stuff. So he was in there drilling and tapping and putting those in while he was in his booth.
The folding flat bob.
The Rick, I think it is. Or,
is that what he's
well, there's a folding bob, but there's a Rick too. Like I don't know if he went for Ricky Bobby when he was doing it, but it's kind of hilarious.
I love it.
With the two of those, yeah. But they both fold flat, I believe now.
When he announced that the bob would fold flat, I was like, yeah, I'm sold. That's the end of it.
I bought Joe his bob one stick literally like a week before he started doing that flat folding.
Yeah.
I should have reached out to him. He probably would have let me know ahead of time, but
some sneaky prototypes or something.
Yeah, seriously. At least let me know, like, hey, I'm going to be coming up with one that folds flat in, a couple weeks. If you can just hold out, I'll have one for you.
Okay.
But all of that in one room in the same row, like, it really stands out when you have those big names in the industry that are all right there just stuck in one small room. That archery hall, if you've ever been there, it is a very small, like, think of a gym auditorium, not even an auditorium, like a girls' gym in high school, basically, is what it would look like. It's very small, and man, they're just piled in there.
I went to the first time to that show a couple years back, and it's very eye-opening to see how many people will jam in a very small column in those lanes. And you literally, if you want to get to the other side down the far end, you have to go down 2 lanes left, hang a right.
It's very difficult to find your way around it. And I've been going there for like 6 years now, and I still don't fully know my way around that place. Like, I could not find I think it was called the East End room. Okay. It was like what people were calling the call hall.
Yeah.
They had all the calls in there, all your turkey calls, your waterfowl calls. That place, it took me
even
all
hear yourself
day.
think in that room.
Just sounds like Noah's Ark in there for hours on end.
It's literally just nonstop people just cranking on calls, and but Tipton Creek was in there. Got to see them boys. Actually bought a crow call off of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I will have to investigate.
It's a nice one, man. You can freaking crush that thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't roll over. Like, that's a nice part.
One of Booer's people. You'll have to.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
I'm surprised you haven't heard me calling on it for the last month or so.
That's why I kept waking up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. I was hitting it quite a bit. I actually, I bought that off of them. I didn't get anything else, I don't think turkey related, but I was just on a mission, man. There was, Back 40 Seed Company was there. I bought some of their food plot seed.
Okay.
So, over the last season or two, we've been kind of working my buddy Sam's parents' property. Last year, we put that food plot in. He killed the biggest buck of his life off it, which is really cool. This year, we're going to put that seed in. It's going to be a little different. It's going to have some really neat stuff in it. So, yeah, some high protein, big leafy, like collards and stuff like that people are not used to. It's going to be a unique blend.
You see me laying in that field chewing on something.
We could.
It's going, wait a second, what is this? It's delicious.
Yeah. But, it was nice walking around, seeing everything before people opened up. But then the following weekend, I went back and I worked again Saturday, but I went with my brother Joe, his buddy Jodon, and then it was just the 3 of us, but we met up with the Renton River boys. Got to see Pick Diesel, and
that is their time to shine. Is the great. My feed was just polluted with their coverage, which is awesome. If you're you're not able to make it out there, they're the best resource to go look at all the stuff.
What's nice is because that first weekend I didn't really get to truly see and what was there. I actually listened to their show on the way down there. And I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was there. And like, that's kind of cool. One guy, had paracord that he was selling real cheap. And another guy had something else. And there was this dog something outdoors. I can't remember what it was called. But I bought like it's like a water bottle. It fills up into a little bowl at the end of it. And then if you're taking your dog on a walk or whatever, You can
it's pretty
just
slick.
give it water, and then whenever it's done drinking, you can actually pour the water back into the bottle, but it doesn't spill.
Nice.
Yeah, so I bought one
Pour
of
it
them.
on Dina instead.
Either way, I mean, give Dina a drink. Here you go.
Dual purpose.
I might use that with you, actually, next time we go pheasant
Son
hunting.
of a bitch.
Well, I mean, from the ATA show, what was it, a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
A month or two ago? What was the big stuff from there that kind of carried over that? I mean, Tethered with the new saddle is probably the biggest, I would say.
And I never
one
even,
of the biggest.
never even got to see it, to be honest with you. I never got to see the new saddle. I went by their booth when no one was there that Sunday morning, and they didn't have it out, obviously.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'd get snagged real quick.
Yeah, they had some of their other saddles and stuff out, but not that one.
Yeah.
I got to see their new FAS pack. It was, it's smaller than I thought it was.
Didn't you say that Mystery Ranch is the one that's actually making that for them?
That's
Is that the
what
rumor?
I heard. That's what I heard. I'm not
Unconfirmed.
sure. Yeah, it's unconfirmed completely, but I heard that's who was making that pack.
Mystery Ranch makes good stuff. I've used some of their stuff, like actually felt it, touched it.
Yeah.
I
know that the Crispy booth was about 3 booths down from the Scree booth. I may have ventured over there and taking a look at a couple other booths that they had.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking at Johnny Utah's?
I'm looking at the Thors and the Colorados currently. I don't
think they have a Utah. I just made that.
They
up.
don't. Well, they actually
it's a pretty decent name though.
I think they do have a Utah.
Oh, do they?
Well, no, is there a Utah?
I know
Johnny
there's a Colorado.
Utah.
I know there's a Colorado.
So funny, Johnny Utah actually was at the show. If you're familiar with Johnny Mulligan, he was at the show working at the Under Armour booth, which was just down at the end of the same hall as us as well. Latitude Outdoors was right behind us. I kind of got to check out their stuff a little bit. Their new stick's nasty. It's fully carbon.
That's the one. I haven't checked any of their stuff out yet. I'm a little behind on a lot of the checking up on things.
Mm-hmm. Their new stick's probably going to be super expensive. It's fully carbon, but it doesn't even look like carbon. It looks like plastic.
Yeah, I just saw the pictures of it. I was like,
it's a total one-piece design, and it sticks to the tree like not much I've ever seen before.
It seemed like the actual profile of it away from the tree looked a little close, like dudes with bigger feet. I don't know
it's
how
small.
that's gonna.
It's definitely small. It's not.
It looked like they tried to compensate a little bit with the actual like length of the I guess the peg. I don't know if there's where you actually put your foot, but it seemed like the spacing off the tree was a lot closer than a lot of other ones.
Yeah, so like your standoff was what that's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
So basically, because it's all one piece, they don't have like a separate standoff piece. So theirs is a lot tighter to the tree because their design is basically like a box out design, and then it kind of edges its way back in like a V shape.
Did XOP have one that was kind of similar to that?
XOP came out with a bunch of stuff that looked a lot like the tethered ones. Like identical to the tethered ones.
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but I will say Cruiser's new steps probably be more interest of you. They made 2 versions, an aluminum version and a carbon fiber stick version.
Interesting.
Which still has the aluminum standoffs, and they have the farther away standoffs, but they're the actual footrests that come out. They come out like a V shape away from the tree.
Okay, I get you.
So it gives you more leg or more
Tootsie
foot
roll.
room. Yeah,
Tootsie room.
A heck of a lot more Tootsie room.
Yeah.
Whenever more Tootsie Rolls in there.
I mean, when you get the size 15 clodhoppers coming up there, you need a little bit. It
makes a difference, man.
It makes a huge difference.
And I really like the design of theirs. And I'll tell you what, like, even though I think they said they'd be around $120, $125 a stick for the carbon fiber, which is pretty common for carbon fiber right now.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing is featherweight. Like, it's under a pound, I'm pretty sure. And it was freaking, I'm holding this thing like, holy shit.
What's that used for? Once again, this is the newbie
climbing stick.
So they're climbing sticks. So this would be your method of climbing up the tree before you get into a platform.
Okay. Strictly saddle?
Not strictly saddle, no. Just strictly mobile hunting.
Oh, okay.
A lot of guys will use them, and then they'll hang a mobile hang-on stand at the top, or they'll go around and do a bunch of fixed hang-on stands at the top, and then they'll carry this set of sticks with them. That way they just climb up it, and they don't have to leave sticks leading up to their stand in their woods, so they don't have to worry about people stealing them, and getting into them and possibly falling or whatever, messing with their stuff.
What are they normally made of?
So normally they're aluminum built, but there's a lot of people coming out with a carbon fiber option right now for
everything, really.
Lightweight. It doesn't feel cold in the winter, yada yada. There's an obvious reason for carbon fiber. It's just the cost that comes with it is never going to come down, in my opinion. It's always going to be expensive.
Well, yeah, it's always going to definitely be more expensive than just those regular
than just
ones.
an aluminum one, yeah.
But just about everything in our game, when you think about it, the lighter weight, durable stuff. I mean, if you're looking at the chart, the lighter it is and the more durable it is,
always premium.
the price is growing
higher.
exponentially.
I mean, just look at the bows now that are made with carbon fiber as well, and the price tag on those. They're another $1,000 more than a normal bow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That,
minimum.
I don't know. There's an argument to be made both ways that I totally understand.
I mean, I absolutely understand it too. There's definitely a place for it in the industry, and I'm glad that they're attempting to come up with something bigger and better. I mean, it really comes to a point where it's like, what more can they do, to get you into a tree?
Yeah.
The methods themselves aren't going to change much.
No.
So really, there's just like
Till we get like hover packs or something.
Right.
Crazy.
Until you
That's when I'm in.
jetpack into the woods, anytime you're climbing a tree, there's going to be so many methods.
But I mean, let's be honest. The one stick, it sounds so freaking stupid when you look at it on paper. But when it came out, it's not been out that long or not been popular that long.
No,
you saw it, you're like, wow, I can't believe no one thought of this sooner.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you're going to finally see me into a tree whenever it's like I'm Leroy Jetson, just
I mean, at this point,
floating,
it's not,
hovering up into the trees.
Jetson. Yeah, really. I mean,
he's like his dog.
Leroy?
Yeah.
No. Was it Leroy?
No.
Damn,
whatever.
I don't
thought
know.
it
I
was
forget all
Leroy.
those stupid names.
Yeah.
There we go.
I put the buttons.
There we go.
Put the buttons in reach of Booer.
That was a mistake.
That was. But I will say it was a great show.
Elroy. That's the boy's name.
Elroy was the boy.
Yeah.
Not
Not
Lee-
the
I
dog.
said Leroy.
Yeah.
Piss.
What an idiot.
Yeah, I know. I'm bad.
But I think you guys need to come with us next year. Come with me next year. We need to do this because there's a lot of room for really good media that they need to shine the light on. Some products there's a lot of like no name products that you wouldn't run into typically, but you see them at the show and people highlight them, like what Run River does and what I did last year with some of the videos. Man, it's nice to give some of these people coverage. I talked to an older lady that had been there, and I believe she told me this was her 35th consecutive year at the Great American Outdoor Show.
She is the outdoor show.
Did they used to do this at Erie?
I have no idea.
Was this something different that I'm thinking of? Because they used to have the one, I know they had an outdoor show at the convention center, like right on Lake Erie.
It might be in just a different one. I don't know.
Okay. I can't ever remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, before the NRA bought it out, someone else ran it under a different name. So I don't know if it was always called the Great American Outdoor Show, but it's been around a long time, and she was selling, blinds and stuff. And like, not something I'm really interested in, but just to talk to somebody that's been coming to the show for that many years.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, that was
And her perspective of literally for 3 decades seeing how technology's changed and how each company has like represented or marketed their products and stuff. That'd be pretty sweet.
I'm sure she probably almost passed out when she watched me walk out with my e-bike right past her.
An e-bike.
Gracious.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, go ahead. Get it off your chest. I know. Look at you. You set up your own segue right there. I knew you were waiting.
Yeah.
You were waiting patiently for that one.
I was.
Tell us.
Didn't mean to do this,
That's
though.
another recent phenomena is the e-bike.
Yeah, I've been looking into them for a couple years, and every time my bonus rolls around, I tell myself I'm going to buy one, and then I talk myself out of it. And
not this time.
Yeah, at the show, I think my first purchase I passed up actually was the Whitetail Adrenaline. I bought a couple shirts, one for me, one for Dina, and then I bought one of their older DVDs. I have quite the collection of the Whitetail Adrenaline DVDs, which we'll have to get together and literally just pour some drinks and watch them for hours and hours because
it's just wild.
It's so wild. Like the stuff they do is unbelievable. They're coming out with new content as well. I think they're new. They had a year off. They're switching from DVDs finally to an actual electronic form.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But for them, DVDs has always worked. It's just something that was their niche, right? Like that's what they did, and everybody knew that. I went to the show every year. They had a new DVD out, and I bought the new one every single year. Like that started to be a little tradition for me. But
oh yeah, you got the DVD cases sitting up at your camp on under the TV.
I bought
there.
another one for the collection. I'm pretty pumped about it actually. But I got to
how long have they been doing their DVDs for, or their stuff in general? It's been a
for
while.
about 10 years now, or close to 10 years. They've been dropping them like that. And last year, Jared Scheffler he's the face of the Whitetail Adrenaline. And if you don't know, he has like one of the record book bucks for traditional archery. He shot that 180 typical.
That's insane.
Out in Kansas. It's on the video
insane.
at my
Even
camp.
for Kansas, that's insane.
It's like one of the biggest world-class typicals, and he shot it with I think a longbow. But I got to talking to him a little bit, and I've been talking to him every year at the show for about 4 years now. He gets so burned out, man. He was doing literally like 3 days straight, no sleep, all editing, just nonstop, putting thousands of hours into editing. And it was like he finally hit a point after like 8 or 9 years. He was just like, I can't do it anymore. He was like, he wasn't even hunting. He was editing all the way into hunting season, and nonstop, and just burned himself out.
It's easy to do, especially when you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't even do drop in the bucket compared to the stuff they're putting out.
They do 2 DVDs, and they're like 10 to 12 total hours. Hours.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So,
that's insane.
They say it's whatever. It's like an hour or 2. Wait, was it 2 or 3 hours for every minute or something that goes into their editing based on like everything they do. So you can just imagine. But anyways, I bought that first. And then I mentioned the other stuff. I bought some seed and the calls. And I can't remember what else, if I bought anything else at that point. But man, I came into that back room, and right there.
Don't worry, Dean. I'll tell you all the rest of the stuff he bought.
She knows.
But does she?
Yeah, because I first rolled into this other room, and there's a bike right on the end, and it was me, Joe, and Jodan at the time. And Jodan's been looking too for one, and he was, we were looking at them. We're like, man, these are some really nice bikes, and they're cheap. Like they're for the one I'm looking at, it's sub $2,000.
Yeah,
and it's freaking front and back. They both have the hub system drives. So you have a front hub system and the back hub system.
She got 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, so you're all-wheel driving on a freaking e-bike. It's got the fat tires.
Sounds cooler when you say all-wheel.
Wait, who's the third person with you? Did you say Zordon?
Jodan.
Oh.
It's like, Jordan without an R. Jodan.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Anyways,
Call him
continue.
Jodan. I don't know.
I'm going to call him Zordon for now.
Zordon.
Continue.
Yeah, so me and Zordon were there, and we're looking at these bikes, and we're picking them apart, and this guy's just, he just looks like a greasy salesman. And
oh, man.
He's from Florida, and,
Can't be talking about my people like that.
Greasiest.
You could just tell, dude. You're looking at this guy, and I'm like, I don't know, this guy's full of shit. So I started looking up the bikes, and, they got a 5-star review online, and I'm looking at their website, and the price is all the same, and I'm like, man, they're on sale right now. I just keep looking at this one. I'm like, I want that damn bike. And it's just a single battery bike, but they had another one that was a step through. So basically that middle frame, instead of going straight as normal bikes do, they come down so you can step over them easier.
Like a lady's bikes?
Mm-hmm. But it's
perfect.
It's sick. Like it's a 2-battery bike.
Yeah.
It's nasty, but it's freaking center driven, which means, the motor's in the middle and you actually have to pedal, basically. You don't have to pedal, but it's all driven from the center, and it has a chain that runs the back tire. So your back tire is the only one that's actually motorized, and you can still do everything, but at 2 batteries. And I'm like, am I really ever going to do 50 miles ever?
You could.
On a charge? Probably not. Around here, no. I have no use for that. Like even up the camp, I have no use for 50 miles.
I mean, the distance, if you take the long way from our camps, is I think like what?
Not even that far.
20 miles, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, and I wouldn't even have to take the long way. I'd go down.
Yeah, you could go the crazy way. Yeah,
and, on an e-bike, and I can make it to your camp, no problem at all, even on the one I bought. So
I can see you just looking at that guy going, you know what, man, I really like your bike, but yeah, you're just greasy.
I came in
got some
and
grease on you.
I start kicking, we start kicking the tires, and we showing a little interest and doing
start acting like your dad.
Right,
You can't believe how much deer you can fit on this.
And then I walked away, and I got I came back, got his information, and he could tell he's eyeballing me, and I'm like, I gotta make some calls. Oh, you got to call the wife, huh? And I was like, yeah. No, I wasn't calling her. I was calling people that own e-bikes to see what they thought about this one. So I called my boy Will Miser first.
Red River boy.
Yep. The man owns an $11,000 e-bike, apparently.
Yeah.
No, I may be exaggerating on the price, but he owns a very nice e-bike.
Not a cheap one.
He's been through several. So I was like, well, if anybody knows a little bit about him, it's going to be him. And I kind of told him what it had and everything. And he told me not to be afraid of the center driven, but the dual hub for what I'm going to use it for. The front and back tires both moving up hills and through mud and whatnot would be the better buy.
Oh, for sure.
And they're the same price. It's like, all right. So then I called Sam, and me and him have been looking for e-bikes now for 2 years and doing a lot of research. And he's like, yeah, don't get that center driven. You want the hub one. So I come back, and I'm standing there by that old lady. It's been there for 35 years.
36 now.
30, yeah, this is her 36th year, and the guy's just eyeballing me. He's pacing over there, and I'm watching him, and I'm on the phone, and he finally closes the distance and comes to me instead of me coming to him.
Oh God!
It's like, all right, man, what do you think? Can we do this right now? And here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take $100 off for you at the show right now. And that's it. I'm gonna do $100 off. So now it's $18.95. I'm like, I don't know, man. I really want this one over here. It's got everything I want. Like it's got the rack on the back. It's got everything. It's a step through model. It's the 2 batteries. I'm said, but it's center driven. I can't do anything with that. I want the hubs. All right, well, here's what I'm going to do. $100 off.
Let me get some grease on you here real quick.
Let me grease you up.
Let me get this grease.
I'm going to give you the fenders for free, right? I'll mail you the fenders for free, and then we'll do the rack on the back. Usually I do $60 on the rack, and then here's what else you're going to want to buy. You're going to want to buy these Kevlar. Kevlar.
I can hear the grease in your voice as you're saying it.
He's like, you want these Kevlar wraps for your tires, and all you do is you just got to deflate the tires and pop out the stem cell and wrap it. I'm like, look, dude.
Sounds way too much.
Right. I'm like, look, dude, I'll be honest with you. I'm not that handy. I am not going to be able to take these fucking bike tires apart and put the Kevlar around them. I'm just not going to be able to do that. Well, you can take them to a bike shop and do that. I said, okay, bingo. I know a guy that owns a bike shop. I'll take him to him. He'll be able to do it for me. All right. So what's the deal? He said, okay, well, I usually do $60 each on those. I'll throw those in the fenders for the $100 that I got off on the bike. $19.95 out the door.
Why not?
I was like, well, it does have everything I want. And I hawed around, and then I pulled the trigger on it. Yeah. I mean, it's a stupid camo, like self-painted camo. It's just dumb looking, but who cares what the bike actually looks like?
You're going to beat the crap out of it anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to be pulling me with it, so it doesn't matter.
It does have the Bafang brushless front 750 watt hubs on the front and the back, which is technically no e-bikes are legal in PA yet, but that one's going to be pushing the limits, which I'm going to be using on private land mostly anyway, so screw them. I don't care. But yeah, it's going to be legit, man. 8-speed.
Spicy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I technically don't even need you. I was riding around the other night when I got home.
I can't wait to be up your camp for the first day of Turkey and take it for a ride after about 27 bush lattes and just
Give me blast.
Take it right through the freaking swallow down yonder.
I'm actually gonna need to make some friends with people that have e-bikes, because now I need to join a bike gang.
E-bike gang.
What are you gonna do by yourself when you're
you
the
got
only
your crony
one
Sam? He's the only other one that's really on the train with you about getting
Joe
one.
was very upset with me that I bought one without him. I called him because they left the show.
Hey, first of all,
yeah,
let's just talk about your brother.
Shout out to Joe. I know where you hunt.
He's gonna kill you. Joe bought a camera. What's your excuses?
Oh, wow.
Mr. $8,000 freaking e-bike,
$2,000
Kevlar fender.
Wait, what camera did he buy?
And he's out of Florida,
he bought it in
so no
360.
tax.
Wow,
he did.
Good for him.
And we used it actually.
Wow,
yeah,
works great, don't it?
Well, I've used yours too.
Exactly.
So I don't see a problem. I'll just keep using yours.
With this e-bike now, you'll be able to use Boer's cameras,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be able to film yourselves chasing after turkey on opening day, like in Jurassic Park, where they just pull the cars up next to them and lock them down. It's going to be you guys on those e-bikes, just pulling up next to turkeys full sprint and just putting a snare on their neck.
That was the second one.
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah, that was the second one. I'm not going to do that, but yeah, Joe was very upset with me.
Not on camera, at least.
They left the show. We had to drive separately because I was supposed to work with Scree on Sunday, and then one of their guys flew in, so they were like, hey, if you don't want to work, you don't have to. I'm like, perfect. So I actually go enjoy the show and go do my whatever I need to do. So they left, and I circled back, and that's when I made the purchase. I walked away.
Back. That Scree guy definitely got a kickback because he sent you right in that direction.
I'm just saying, I circled back, and I bought it, and I called him, and he's like, we were supposed to do this together. He was pretty upset at me, but I think it's more jealousy than anything.
Wow, you can't say that about him, man.
Damn.
Come on.
Dude, it's going to be nice.
Joe, I'm on your side.
Yeah, I'm on your side too, Joe.
Spelly's totally going to have a tree stand beside yours, but I'm on your side.
Yeah, that's all right. No big deal. You'll be able to film me.
He doesn't even hunt at a tree stand, so he won't leave any.
That is true. I will be at
evidence.
the foot of a tree with the snails and other diseased little creatures.
That property that you're talking about that you're never welcome back
physically
to
allowed on?
ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You'll be shot on sight.
That makes sense.
That one's going to be really a key for using that bike on, getting up the hill.
Those hills, yeah.
I want to start trapping out there too, and doing some coon trapping, possum, and
well, even
skunks.
just around that field edge when you get to the top there is crap, dude. It's what, 800-900 yards each
big.
way. It's big.
It's big. There's a lot of room up there. So, I mean, I do want to start trapping. I want to eventually, try to get our actual hands on that property. So, the more I can get up there and explore, I'm going to take it up there here soon and do some shed hunting.
Oh,
It's
for sure. It's that time of year. No doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, everything dropped early this year, man. Everything
I
dropped
haven't
real early
seen a
this year.
deer with an antler on my cameras in the last 2 weeks.
No, people have been finding sheds left and right.
Yeah, I had 3 bucks on the one property coming through. The biggest one from last year, survived.
Yeah.
They all came through. Next picture I got, like a couple days later, one came through with half a side.
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, I'm pretty sure the same deer came through again.
Yeah.
Giant body deer, no antlers on their heads.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they dropped for the most part.
Dude, people were posting pictures of finding sheds like the beginning of January, mid-January, which is insane around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of those real old ones, obviously.
Right.
But there was enough that I took note of people posting like, oh, man.
I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that we had a pretty terrible acorn year for one.
Yes.
So food was down. I don't think deer were as healthy as they typically are just with the lack of food. There's no late season acorns or anything that they're scavenging on right now. They're mostly just browsing.
We had a weird kind of like weather pattern too. Like up to the rut, it was very warm. Like our rut this year was basically the first week of rifle, which was the end of November, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've seen and heard this year. I think rutting deer, like the peak of it was way later just because of the weather pattern too.
It was weird. It was really cold all of October, and then it warmed up
it was
right
like
before
60s.
like the beginning of November, and then it cooled down again and got into normal. I mean, I know in Ohio it was pretty chilly, and I saw some running activity over there, and that was mid-November, and then, like you said, I know deer the opener of rifle, like there were deer doing weird ruddy things all around us. It was definitely weird, but it was definitely a weird year, and I'm glad to see that they're dropping, but it's usually a sign that they're not totally up to par on health.
No.
So that could be an issue as well.
No.
So if you can get out and get any, minerals on the ground or whatever you can do to help your herd, the more the better right now. Like this is the time. They really, really need it. After deer season, it's all over. Everything's out now. You can actually go back out and put stuff down again until turkey season. You just got to be careful with turkey season that you don't have anything in the soil. But go drop some mineral or food for your animals. It's gonna, if it gets cold again, it hasn't been bad.
No, it's actually since when we had that last little cold spell, since like Christmas basically, it's been pretty mild. I mean, the last all week it was in the 60s. Today we're getting some snow, but it's not like it's brutally
like
cold out.
24 out, and it's supposed to warm up. It's going to be 54 Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be 60 over the weekend.
Yeah.
A couple days, and next week I think too. So,
we might see some more snow next weekend is what I'm seeing. Late next week,
a lot of rain.
We could see rain turning into snow and stuff.
Some great pheasant weather.
Oh, dude, those mutants out of here.
There's no pheasants still alive. I don't know if he knows this, but if they truly stopped stalking when he said they did, there are 0 pheasants still alive in Pennsylvania.
We'll test that theory.
You will test that theory.
Oh, no, Chuck will be testing that theory as well.
No, I'm going for rabbits.
Yeah, no, you're going to come.
Let it be known.
Nope.
I will be rabbit hunting.
Incorrect.
Well, Chuck, we got another guest calling in here in a minute.
We do.
You wanna wrap her up here?
Yeah, I mean, really, there's not much more to talk about unless you guys have any questions, like directly about the show, kind of what there was, what there's to see. I know this weekend's going to be the Monroeville Outdoor Show as well.
Yeah, that's actually a local big one. Pretty regional big one, honestly.
It's a decent show as well. I know that's coming up. I was going to try to get out there Sunday, but it doesn't look like I am. I'm actually probably going to go shed hunting instead, to be honest. So
come on, man.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's not a far drive. Monroeville's not.
Monroeville's not bad. I lived there and commuted there for months and months. Yeah. That was a terrible commute from Newcastle.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I did it. I did it for like
a singular question
4 or 5
for
months.
you.
Yeah.
What was the first thing that you ate at the show? That you specifically sought after?
So that's funny because I never
did you take.
No, don't ask that. We know that answer. It's
not
infinite.
many. Yeah, not many, and not much did I eat. Honestly, the first thing from the show that I ate was about 6 p.m. that first day. I hadn't eaten anything all day, literally nothing all day. And my boy Tyson that was working the booth with us. Shout out to Tyson. He's our kind of peoples. It was not. It was a
glizzy.
Does he bite ears?
He probably would. I'll tell you guys
He's an
off
ear
air
biter.
about my boy Tyson. He is a freaking character. I love that dude.
I swear.
He bought a boat full of freaking waffle fries covered in like shaved shaved beef and cheese and all kinds of stuff inside there. Dude, after not eating all day and eating those for the first time at like 6 p.m., I was crushing them. But other than that, I usually always get every single year, I get the crab soup. Every year.
Crab soup?
Yeah, it's like a chowder.
What?
It's like a chowder. Yeah, this freaking place. I'm telling you.
Did somebody serve that out of a boot?
No, every year they do crab cakes and like this crab chowder, and it's phenomenal. For your money, you're going to eat it the longest because when you first get it, it is nuclear hot, and you cannot take a bite for like 25 minutes, and I'm not exaggerating. And then when you eat it, it's like legitimately real. They come up, I'm pretty sure they come up from Maryland. Like they're legit crab. I'm not lying.
Blue crabs.
The shit's legit.
They made that stuff out of crawfish they found in the
No,
Allegheny.
you get those shells in your mouth, and it's like, it's authentic.
Yeah, that's glass.
Right?
That was glass that you were chewing on, my man.
It's good, but I didn't have any of it. I did have a glizzy.
Oh, I know you did. Come on.
I did have a glizzy.
Can't be screwing around.
That Sunday at like 10 a.m., we stopped and had
Was
a
it a
glizzy.
regular size or
what
was it a foot long?
It was a regular. I think the other ones, they might have been bratwurst or something, the bigger ones. It was not a foot long glizzy.
You got to go to foot long glizzies. Yeah, you can't be messing around.
That reminds me, one other thing I did buy was a spice mix from Hunt Chef. Have you ever heard of Hunt Chef?
I have.
Yeah, it was.
He was a dude that was on. Was he the guy that was on Iron Chef, or he was on some kind of Food Network, something or another, and he started?
I'm not sure, but he's definitely like a professional wild game cook. He's
I've seen his stuff before. Yeah,
they post his stuff.
He was on Food Network or something or another.
Probably.
I think so.
They're actually doing a show down at
they were at
Monroeville.
They were at
weekend.
TAC last year.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm almost positive they were at TAC last year. They had like a semi truck there almost.
Wow. They were doing seminars there, like fully breaking down a deer and then
that's cool.
Cooking it and doing some different
that's
stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. They walked down and they had a full ass deer.
See, that's where I'd be
there with its head in the trash can. Like the legs were already stripped down. And I'm like, oh shit. Like this is legitimately a full ass real deer hanging here.
Chuck just walked up with like an open, empty bun and was just begging.
Could I have some more?
Please, sir, man.
Please, sir. A little bit of backstrap.
But that spice, we did steaks the other night, and I put that on there.
Yeah?
So holy,
something, huh?
I forget who I heard about them
carnivore from. Something. I can't remember, but it's like they're kind of their all do it all
beef rub.
Yeah,
put some of that on them squirrel backstraps, huh?
Yeah, might have to. They had a couple. They had some feather duster, they called them, and different things. But that was one of my other purchases of the show.
Oh,
very nice.
You should have seen all the people
shopper.
looking at me though when I'm walking out like a dumbass. I'm walking this e-bike out because, of course, he sold it to me and they didn't have a battery on it, so he has to ship me the battery and all the other accessories that I bought.
Chuck, I hate to break it to you,
which I'm probably never going to get.
You're going to get an envelope that has 2 AA's in it, and
you're going to get a box of Anthrax.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll still have the e-bike and I'll just sell it at that point. I don't care.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. I hope I don't get ripped off. If I do, I'll just show up to Florida.
Man, man, you can't say that. That just went 0 to 100.
Did.
Wow,
just did. You don't ever cross me.
Chuck's murder plot has been foiled.
This one right here.
Whatever. Wrap it up.
All right,
you're cut off.
I'm cut off. It was a good episode, boys. Next year we got to go as a group.
Maybe you'll invite Seaburn next year. You think?
Well, if I'm not on 7 days, I would gladly go. So here we are.
Oh, okay.
Well, boys and squirrels, thank you for tuning in. As always, look for us on Instagram and YouTube. Subscribe, hit that notification button, all that happy jazz. If you want to see our faces, which God bless you if you do. But we're out there at Northern Outcast Outdoors everywhere. Message us, whatever. We love to listen to you.
We love to talk.
Okay, bye.
Stay the course.